Good morning. Look at that sky. So beautiful. Glad we put the tracks on the Defender. We got our first little snow coming today, and we got more coming tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure winter is here. Like I'm covered in hay. Just got done bringing Azalea out some. Had to put my winter coat on for the first time. So you know it's getting to be that time of the year. But such a beautiful morning. Look at that. Such an awesome view. We need to work inside in the workshop today, get some more stuff done. I'm hoping to get some lights up before we start building the barn. We're going to be building the barn soon. We're just waiting for a few things. We'll be getting a load of material dropped off, and then we're waiting for a piece of equipment, and then we'll start building. Hopefully this weather holds off and it stays a little bit warmer than this right now, so we can get the barn up. And then Azalea and Cookie, the goats, the sheep, the chickens will have someplace warm to go this winter. And it'll be nice for us too. We're looking forward to it. But first, we gotta milk Azalea this morning. And she wants some alfalfa. Little alfalfa. And then I give her some Redmond's salt. We're using the Redmond's 10 fine with garlic right there. It's got the garlic in it. I'm not sure if Azalea is a big fan of the garlic, but it helps with fly control, which this time of the year we really don't need it. But the garlic helps with flies in the manure, keeps her healthy, and I like mixing it in with her alfalfa because she eats her alfalfa really fast. If I put the salt in there, it slows her down a little bit, and then I know she's gonna drink a lot throughout the day. So this time of the year where it's colder out, I also want to make sure she is drinking lots of water so she stays healthy and keeps her milk production up. I'm going to be dropping a new freshly roasted batch of coffee November 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you go on our website right now before 2 p.m.
it will show sold out on the coffee.
So at 2 p.m. we'll be restocking all of the coffee. We're going to have our campfire decaf, which is delicious. Our In the Woods dark roast, which everybody has been loving, that's been getting that. We'll have our cold brew, which I don't know about you guys, but I love cold brew all year round. And then we're gonna have our Homestead Sunrise blend, which is amazing too. There's so many different blends to choose from, and they are all delicious. So if you guys are a big coffee lover, try our coffee. We're only gonna be doing one roast this month. The way that Thanksgiving falls, we're only gonna be able to do one. So we have upped the quantity of how much coffee we're gonna be able to get and release this time. But it's only one for the month of November. So if you wanna get yourself some coffee for you, or for some loved ones, or just to share with people when they come over for the holidays, you should try some. And especially if you want a good cup of coffee at night, the campfire decaf would be great for after your Thanksgiving dinner when you're having a pie.
You can't even tell it's decaf. It's so good.
And it tastes amazing.
Tastes
Have
amazing.
it with like some blueberry pie or apple cobbler. I want to know.
You should make some.
You should. I want to know what your Thanksgiving dessert is, and would it go good with a cup of campfire decaf coffee? I bet it would. So if you guys looking to get some coffee, head on over to the website. The coffee usually sells out within a couple of hours, so I just want to give you guys a heads up to get over there as soon as you can. The coffee is going to be going live today, November 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Let us know what you guys think, because we really like this coffee. We could be biased, but all the reviews that we've been getting agree with us. which is good.
Right, and if you tried it, we'd love to know if you like the decaf, which kind that you liked better, or what is your favorite, or maybe you've only tried one and that's your favorite. We love to know. We also like to share it on our Instagram stories, so just tag us and we'll share it. Yeah, so all the fun things. Check it out at 2 p.m.
Thanks everyone who's been supporting us by purchasing the coffee. Now, let's get on with the project. My goal is to get the shop wired up with some lights out in the work area before we start building the barn. I'm assuming we'll be using this area quite a bit while we're building the barn, so if we can have some lights out here, that would be perfect. So before we start the wiring, I want to strap the walls, so that way we can run our wires right next to the strapping and not run our wires and have them in the way for the strapping. So we got to start strapping today, get that part done, and then we can move on and get everything wired up, and hopefully we can have lights out here before we start building the barn.
So the barn build is going to be happening very soon, so we have some projects that we want to take care of beforehand, but also there's some things that we want to do, but we can't do because we don't want to be in the middle of it. So we're kind of like just trying to figure out what is the best thing, and lighting is will be a huge thing for that.
Right. Like Gina was saying, there's a lot of stuff still to do out here in the workshop, but we're trying to do the priority things before the barn build. Heat would be nice, but I can't see that getting done before the barn, so I don't even want to jump in on the heat project yet. So the big one is lighting. We need to do the walls, but we're not going to worry about getting the walls done. We're not going to worry about workbenches. We just want to get lighting in here for now, and then the barn build will start. So that's the plan, and hopefully we can get the lights done before everything shows up for the barn. So let's get some measurements, then we can start cutting and start getting the wall strapped.
The cold room is, I think, ready for some freezers and some shelving, but we want to keep an eye on the solar, as well as probably get some heat and everything that figured out before we bring everything down, because we don't want to have the freezers down here and then we don't have what we need to keep them running or have to worry about it. That would be just awful if the freezer didn't work the way they needed to.
Hold this tape measure up against that wall. 168.5. We can cut 5 at that. It's nice we can have the chop saw down here, running it off of the grid down solar, and just work off of this. I was able to use all of our 2x4s that we have for strapping as a workbench, but today I need them. All right, we had a really twisted one, so let's use that one on the bottom because we can nail it all the way across and straighten it out.
So we're going to use these scrap pieces of plywood and put them on the ground about 1/2 inch. And I'm going to use them as spacers, so that way we're even all the way across, and it makes it that simple to go all the way
And
here.
then we just don't want to put it tight on those
Not
because we won't be
tight.
able to pull them out after.
Okay.
Yeah, so take that in, put it over there. We got to make a couple of spacers so that way we can just put the spacers in and then put up our 2x4s and just keep going. So we need 2 of them, which will be the first set at 18 inches. And I'll cut 2 of them at 20.5. So on our first course, it'll be 18 inches. We can set these on. And then the next one, we'll use our 20-inch spacing. This one, and we'll put it up. And now we can do the 20 inches. And these will be the ones we use the rest of the way up.
Okay.
Bam, hold that.
Okay, then you start pulling it, then it'll, like, hold on. Ah.
Go up. Okay. All right, so if you want to take that drill, take that out, you got to come down a whisker.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, come down. Down, 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 right there. All right, you're good. You can let go. All right, this end we got a notch. Set that in and down like so. Perfect.
Really?
I like it.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna nail my end.
Well, that went fast. Now we're on to the next wall across the way. We'll get that done. And yeah, so that went good. The wind is super crazy. We're super happy that we're inside right now because when it's cold outside and it's windy, it makes it that much colder. So very grateful to be inside.
All right, 1 for the first one. Gotcha. That won't be high enough, but it'll make it so you can rest it on there, and then we'll have to raise it up and down after we level
Okay.
it.
Did I do it? Right here.
Now I can see what length 2x4s we're gonna need for over here. Sweet, 44 inches. And then let's measure over here. Before, they were a little bit longer than 4 feet. I'm hoping now with the 2x4s going this way, it shimmed it out enough where we can just use an 8-footer cut in half. All right, survey says, no. So if we go 4 feet, we'll just barely be catching it. Bummer, so I'll have to get some 10-footers and cut them out of 10-footers. I was hoping we'd be able to use 4-footers, but we don't really know until we had all the foam cut out, so that's why I didn't pick them up yet. So I'll have to grab 3 10-footers, and then I can get 5 8-footers, and that'll finish up there, there, and then here. And I'll get a few more cups while I'm out, and then I can pick up the wiring that we're gonna need so we can start wiring up the ceiling lights. Because it'll be nice to have it nice and bright in here. Good morning. We're getting our first real snowstorm. Supposed to be getting about 2 inches today, and we're getting a load of the material for the barn build. So this is gonna be exciting. It'd be nice to have all of our material here, and then we'll be ready to build. So that should be the rest of all of the building material. We got the tin on there. We got our soffit material. We got our 2x4s, our 2x6s, our 2x8s, and our 6x6s. And then a lot of the little things. I'll still have to pick up some small hardware, but that should be it right there. So it's gonna be good to start building. The weather's supposed to break after today. Hopefully we'll have a few nice days to melt the snow off, and then we can start building. Everything got dropped off. It's looking good. I'm just gonna run through and refigure and make sure I have all the material here that I need. I know I have everything that I ordered. I just wanna make sure I figured it right the first time, because there's nothing worse than trying to build and running short of 1 or 2 pieces. So we're gonna just refigure, make sure we got all the right posts, all the right 2x8s, and then everything else is minor. So me get that calculated, and then we can continue working inside where it's nice and warmer, if that's a word, and not windy. So it feels good to have the material here. We're just waiting for a machine now, and that should be here in a couple of days. So hopefully we can get all of the wiring done in here for the lights, so we can have some lights shining down. They're not going to be the main lights, but I got to wire this up for outlets with switches for the lights. It's how the lights that we ordered are going to work, but they're taking longer than I thought they were going to take to get here. But we have some temporary lighting that we can install, so I want to get that done. So when we're building the barn, we can come in here, we can use this for a cutting area, we can use this to warm up, and we can see what we're doing, because that'll just be nice. I just want to verify a few things and make sure we have all of the major building material here. 6, 7, okay. So we have 7 there. So 7 times 2 is 14. I'm pretty good with simple math. And then I think I might rearrange how we're going to do the post over here. I think we go like that. And in the center we have 12. Yep, that's what we're doing. I made a couple of changes, nothing major. We'll actually have some leftover 6x6s, but we're going to use those for corner braces. So I need lags for corner braces. We'll have enough 2x8s because we have some left over from the other build still. We're going with 10-foot high walls. And then our trusses are going to sit on top of that. So we're good. Ran out last night and I picked up, I'm pretty sure, all the supplies we're going to need. I picked up a 3-gang and a 4-gang. Oh, perfect. I didn't know which one would fit, but the 4 will. So we just gotta figure out how many light switches we're gonna need. We're gonna want 1 for outside lights. We might only need 3. 1 for inside lights here, and then I'm gonna put lights up above later for the mezzanine area, and I'll put those on a separate light switch.
You also said something about fans.
And so I'm gonna need 4, because then we're gonna want 1 for fans. Because whether we do the fan now or not, we're gonna want a fan, at least 1 big one in the center. So that way we can have air movement in the summertime, and then in the wintertime, it'll help push the hot air back down. So yeah, 4 will work perfectly then. All right, I gotta mark where the 6x6 is. And I have some cups that I'm gonna mount here, so our 2x4s can sit on here, get nailed on this side, and then just sit in this pocket. And that way we don't gotta toenail them on. Use the laser to mark it all. Right there's perfect. My mark was off. Then I got some of these pockets that just screw right on. They're for 2x6s, but they work for 2x4s too. They're just longer. But they're nice because there's no air sticking out. So that when we go to sheathe, there'll be nothing in our way. So, get this one on there. Perfect. I'm not going to do the bottom one because that's going to be screwed or nailed all the way across on the pressure treated board, so we don't need a pocket on that corner. So yeah, let's get some measurements and get this side strapped. 44 will be good. 4 of these cut down to 44 1/4. Wah, wah, wah. So just over. So we're gonna need to go 97 3/4. All right, let's get this side up. right, might as well cut 4 shorties while we're right here. So 15. Yep, 4 of them at 15. $46, 21 and a half. What was the last one? 70. Out of nails. All right, next wall.
I was playing around the other day and decided I wanted to make my cup a sweater. This is not the cup that I made it for, but I'm like, this is a little chilly out here in the shop. So it needs a little adjustments. It needs to be a little bit bigger and a little bit wider, but it's nice. It keeps my cup warm so I can use it, and I kind of match. So my cup and I have the same sweater.
Like that. There we go. Now we just got the center little section to fill up. All right, let me mark one side. We're 21 and a half. So we're gonna have to trim up that little bit of foam. 46, and then 70. So this little bit of foam also needs to get trimmed up. Oh man, I'm gonna need that.
You're gonna need it?
I gotta trim. Actually, can you go in that bucket and get me the razor? There's the red knife that we use for the rock swoll.
Just like slicing bread.
That is solid. That's why I like spray foam so much. It does a great job insulating, and it also makes your building more structural. It's like concrete. Nice. All right, we gotta trim out some foam. That'll work. We'll recess that in. Maybe I'll come down further. Yeah. I'll recess all this in, so this will sit flush. I'll take another 2x4, line this, take this eye bolt out, screw that in, and then also I'll have the 2x4 come over so we can screw it into a light box into it. And that way we'll have some good meat for that light box to be attached to. Yep, that's perfect. I like it. Like that, like that.